Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video I'm going to be using the Tarte Tartelette palette, and I'm also going to be using a ton of other Tarte products. The first product I'm using is this Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. And I just have a little deluxe sample of it, but basically it's like a little pot of a creamy product. And I'm just going to press that. Since this is a smoothing primer, I'm only going to use it on the areas of my skin that need a little smoothing, which is around the nose and cheek area. I'm just patting that in with my finger, rubbing it, pushing it into the skin. And then I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation with my Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. I have it in the shade 2.2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get started with the rest of the face. Now I'm going to be doing my eyes first because I'm using the Tartelette palette today, which I've never used, so I don't know if there's going to be fallout. So I don't want to do like all my under eye stuff and then find out that there's fallout, because that would be bad. So right now I'm just using my MAC paint pot in Painterly with my finger. I did a nail art today by Just Jen Fabulous, and she does a series on YouTube of nail polish looks, 3 easy nail polish nail arts for beginners, like 3 of them in one video that's like about 5 minutes with like minimal tools, minimal skill, and she has like 19 of those, and so there's tons of them. I'm gonna link her channel below because I think it's really good for like if you want to do something different. Like I need to clean these up, I just did them this morning, so they're kind of still a little messy, but do you see like the gold strip and then the pink and then the black? Anyway. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm going to use the Tartelette palette and a fluffy brush, and I'm going to try to stick to a kind of a warm look on the eyes today. So I'm going to use the color Wanderer, which is this tan color right here, as my transition shade. So I'm just putting Wanderer at the crease and above the crease with the fluffy brush. This is a Crown C476 crease shadow brush. Okay, so far these blend really nicely. I didn't have any fallout, so that's always good. I didn't kick up too much dust, which I can tell if I have to after I use it because there's so much powder all around, but there wasn't, so that's really good. Okay, now I'm going to put the color Free Spirit, which is like this brow bone color here, like a off-whitey color. I'm going to put that on my brow bone and the inner corner of the eye. I'm actually just flipping that same brush around to the other end. And here we go with the color Free Spirit. Wow, you really can't see this color on me. I think it's like basically my skin tone. But I can always go back over it with something else if I want more. It's funny, when you look in a mirror this close, suddenly you realize, oh, I need to do my brows. Okay, so I was really hoping for like a nice warm goldy shade to put on my lid, but I'm not seeing it in this palette. I'm going to go into the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette, which was limited edition. It's hard to get your hands on. Basically, I just wanted a gold shade, so I'm using the gold one right there in the center and just putting that on my lid. I don't know the name of this, but it's just a gold shadow. You could also use Urban Decay's Half Baked, which is in the Naked 1 and Naked 2 palettes, I believe. I just want to keep it kind of goldy and warm. And now I'm going in back with the Tartelette palette and the color Dreamer, which is a nice like mocha brown color on the top row. And I'm going to take that in the crease, but on the outer half of the crease. Make a V there. I don't know if you can tell that I just kind of flip my brush. So I do this way first and I take it in the crease. And then I just kind of flip my brush so it's upside down. So I just go left to right and then flip it and then go up and down. And that's how I create my crease. Don't know if I've ever said that. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in with the color Force of Nature, which is a nice tan color. And I'm going to use that to blend out all of that darkness in the crease and make sure it's all no harsh lines and nicely blended. Just going back and forth with the same brush. I just cleaned it off on the back of my hand really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and do some quick swatches of this palette in another video, but I may post them on the same day. So if you want to see swatches, look out for that so that you don't have to wonder, are there any? Okay, so I'm going to put this aside for now. I'm going to go ahead and do my under eyes, and then we'll do more with that. So I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. Whew. I have mine in the color Neutral Medium Light. So I really like this concealer. This is probably my favorite concealer I've ever owned. And I don't know if it's the tone of it. I love that it's a darker shade. You know, all these times I watch YouTube and people are always telling you, get the color light, get fair, so you have a nice brightening effect. But all this time, apparently, just using my finger to kind of take it down in that triangular shape, all this time, apparently, I've been wanting a neutral medium color because this color, it does brighten. I feel like my under eyes are lighter, but it's not like I have to work hard to make it look less dramatic now. I really like that I got this shade. Granted, maybe my skin is darker right now because I've been doing that Jergens Natural Glow moisturizer tanner thingy. But, I mean, I feel like it does just as good a job as my light colors, but I don't have to work as hard to conceal it now. Okay, to set my under eye concealer, I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs Mirage Filter number 40, the Instamarc color. I'm not going to use the bronzer from that, I just want to use the powder to set my under eye. This is actually an e.l.f. blush brush, but it's like a small blush brush, so anyway, I'm just taking this powder and just patting it right there to set that under eye concealer so it doesn't crease. And I feel like this color does a good job of brightening. Okay, for the contour, I'm going to be using Tarte's Park Avenue Princess. Mine happens to be in this palette, but this palette is limited edition. This bronzer comes in tons of different sets and on its own. So I'm just putting that in the hollows of the cheek. This is an e.l.f. stipple brush. It's actually becoming one of my favorite brushes to bronze with. I used to use it exclusively for cream products, but lately I've realized that it gives a nice diffused look for powder products. For blush, I'm going to be using Tarte's Energy. This is an Amazonian Clay Skintuitive 12-hour blush. So it is the new one that's VIB Rouge exclusive at this moment, but perhaps by the time you're watching this, it won't be VIB Rouge exclusive. It's just a really soft light pink, but it's supposed to adjust to your natural hydration and pH level, I guess, to create a natural looking flush. So the brush I'm using is by IT Cosmetics. This is the Heavenly Luxe Radiance one, number 14. And I'm just kind of putting that on the cheeks, and I want to see if the color does change. I did test it once on my hand and no color changed, but let's see if it does on my cheeks. Okay, for highlighter today, I'm going to use Tarte's highlighter in Champagne. Again, that came in this palette, but it is available in other palettes. Champagne, I'm just using a Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. I mean, I don't know why I'm using that, but I am. And I'm just placing that at the tops of the cheekbones, down the bridge of the nose, on the Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. I feel like since I have dry skin, I can kind of get away with this more than somebody maybe with oily skin. Now I'm taking that same brush, same color, and I'm going to use it underneath the brow bone. I felt like that color I used there didn't have much pigmentation, or it was the same color as my skin, so it didn't highlight at all. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the lips really quickly so I can kind of know how balanced I want to go. This is a Tarte Amazonian Butter Lipstick in Angelic Nude, and it's just a nude color. Swatched it on my hand. And then on top of it, I'm going to be using a Tarte LipSurgence. This is in the color, this is a lip gloss in Tipsy. It's like a peachy color, so still kind of warm. Right on top. I'm going to really quickly do my brows. I'll speed through this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in medium brown. Just a medium brow powder. And I'm going to use just a small angled brush to do that. Just small strokes. I'm going to use the darker of the two shades on the outer 2/3 of the eyebrow. And then on the inner third of the brow, I'm going to use the lighter of two shades. And I'm going to set them with the NYX Control Free Clear Brow Gel. So I'm going to be using the Tarte liner in Nude for the lower waterline. Alright, for the top lash line, I'm going to be using this Tarte Shimmering Black Night liner. This is Emphasize Amazonian Clay Waterproof Liner. This is in Shimmering Black Night. It's just actually a really shimmery black color. This is the brush it came with by Tarte. It has a skinny brush on one end and a more of a chunkier brush on the other. I'm going to try the skinny brush and see how much control I can get with that. I'm just putting a little bit of the product on the brush, pulling it just slightly on the upper lash line. To be super perfect because I'm going to smudge it out with some of the brown powders inside the Tartelette palette. So I just did a simple black eye with a tiny bit of a wing, just a little one. On the lower lash line, I'm using the Tarte liner in Bronze. To smudge out the liner, I'm going to be using the Tartelette palette, and I'm going to use a mix of Wanderer and Dreamer, the two shades I use in my eyes, the two browns. And we'll see where those take me. This is a Jessup flat definer brush. You could also use the e.l.f. small definer brush or the flat liner brush, whatever you have. Just taking a little bit of each of those colors. I'm going right on top of the liner with that brown shadow, and just kind of smoking it out, softening the line. I still want the lash line defined. I just don't want it to be harsh. And I want to make it a little thicker on the outer lash line, and towards the inner eye I want it to be kind of subtle. So now I'm going to be using my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara, just a couple coats after I curl my lashes. Okay, so that is it for the finished look. This is just a nice natural everyday eye look with neutral colors using the Tarte Tartelette palette and a nude lip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.